Pleasant good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. I recently responded to an article in the papers where they was talking about nurses getting abused in the hospital and stuff like that. And I was pissed off because I find in this country they like to highlight things that they want to highlight and cover up things that they want to cover up. Right now, my thing is this. If you want to talk about an issue, talk about the entire issue. Don't talk about part of it and then you hide away part of it. Things don't work like that. So if you're talking about nurses getting abused, talk about patients getting abused as well. Right? Now, I said some things in the video and a lot of people took offense to it. Right? And thinking, the video was for everybody in the health care system, and it was not like that. It was just for like people who not doing what they're supposed to do, not doing their jobs properly. They're hoggish towards people, they're not treating people right, and they're being negligent. Now, if it is, you're doing your job, you're being loving and caring and doing your job not just for the pay, then you shouldn't take offense to the video. However, if it is, you're doing whatever you're supposed to do and this affect you in any way, I do apologize. It was not intended for you. Alright. Now, it's about less than 2 weeks. Yeah. About less than 2 weeks since I did this video concerning the C-section when the 24-year-old passed as a result of being negligent or they discharged the girl. I still say yes, she died because of the C-section, because if only had common sense, all you would know to keep her in the hospital. Lo and behold, I have a lot of people inboxing me telling me they're scared to go to make a baby because our next one again dead from a C-section in San Fernando Hospital. What madness is this going on? I don't know if it's negligence that causing all these set of deaths or somebody selling soul. It had to be somebody selling soul. Because I don't know, I cannot understand why people killing people like this and nobody, it have no investigation. Everybody like, oh, it's nothing. And they're going about their life like, it's nothing. This is madness. We'll get back to this issue. Anyway, so I make a video last week, less than 2 weeks ago. And a lot of people, nurses, they was trying to tell me, but I know not in the nicest way. They don't like my video because if I walk in their shoes for a day, I will can't function because the kind of things they just have to go through. And and a lot of nurses were saying the same thing. So I decided I am a fair person, right? And like I said before, if I'm highlighting an issue, I am highlighting the entire issue. So I decided, you know what? Let me gather up a little camera crew and go to the hospital. So we went undercover, everybody there be pretending like we sick to see exactly what it is going on in the hospital. And I cannot believe the condition of that hospital. I ain't gonna call the name of the hospital just yet. It's in a mess. Alright? And yeah. And I don't know. I really can't say where taxpayers' money going. What all you're doing all this money after paying tax? You're done hungry and poor already and catching your royal and you have to pay tax. And where the tax money going? Where exactly going? Well, I don't usually have a book to look in to tell all you what I want to say, but I make sure I write down a little list here so I wouldn't forget anything. Now, first of all, let us talk about the ceilings in the hospital. Imagine we walking through the hospital, right? And a big hole in the ceiling, a set of dirty water falling on you while you're walking. Something looking like eggs falling on you. It's smelling stink like sewer water, right? So imagine people leaving the house. You ain't going in the hospital when you're sick again, You're going in the hospital and getting sick when you go there, right? And when all this dirty water fall along on the ground, mind you, the nurses and the doctors and the patients walking up and down in the dirty water, dragging it all over the place where they walk. So the whole ground soaking wet for the few hours we're there. Nobody in cleaning it up. The hospital smelling stink. Don't talk about the toilets in a mess. It look like if you sit down on one of the toilet, you might get herpes. Right? The next thing, here the big one. Roaches in the pantry. In the pantry, in the hospital, we have all the food. It is infested with roach, cockroach, and I ain't talking about the little tiny ones when they now hatch from how tiny. There's be some big ass roach. You understand? That does fly. The whole place is infested with roaches. Right? Now, how much for a bop? How much for a bop? If you don't want to call the exterminator, whatever you just call them, to get rid of this because the smoke might be too much for the patients, how much for a bottle of bop? The next thing, oh, the roaches not only in the pantry, in the food where you have to eat, it's in the patient's bed where they have to sleep. That and bugs in the patient's beds. Right? The next one, right, it have no medication on the wards to get the patient. So you sick, you die, and you get admitted to the ward. When they put you up on the ward, right, everybody had to be fishing looking for medication to give you because apparently it have a medication shortage. Right? The next thing, oh gosh. Now, nurses, let me be real. If I get a job to be a nurse, I am only doing my duty as a nurse. Don't give me no double work. Don't give me no building to clean. If you're paying me to be a nurse, pay me to be a nurse. I ain't coming there to be no nurse and to clean nobody building. Right? So apparently the only time it have maids or cleaners, whatever you want to call them, is from in the morning time until 6 o'clock in the evening. After that, the nurses have to be maids, right? And taking care of patients. Double work, which is stressful, and we have to be real. That is not their job. Why all they cannot get some people, some cleaners for any night, so if somebody vomit on the floor or urine fall on the floor or some kind of thing to help them. Alright, let's see what is the next thing. No pampers. No pampers for the patients. So you bedridden, you're soaking in feces and urine, and you don't have no pampers to change. Right? No pads either. No pads. Right? Pads, stay free or carefree, whatever you just call it. None of that. How much for a pack of stay free? About $6. About $6 if you don't want to spend a certain money. $6 for a pack of stay free. So it has no pampers. So it has something called Inco pads. We just put on the bed for the patients and them to lie down on in case they pee or whatever. That is what they're using on the patients. Right? The next thing. Now, if you have cancer, you go to the hospital, bet your bottom dollar you're coming out with more than just cancer. Because it is alleged that cancer patients, right, they put in cancer patients in the same room as people who are affected by TB. People who don't know what is that? That is tuberculosis, which is a contagious, how you call it, bacterial infection that spread throughout your whole entire body, damage your organs and everything, right? And you in a room, you have cancer, but you next to a TB patient to catch TB too. So you don't sick already. Right? Right. The next thing. Yeah, besides the TB, whatever disease, it have other contagious diseases that these cancer patients, they putting them in the same room with, because why? They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Right? They have to do these things. Right. So we have next, doctor in casualty. They're not doing any lab work. They ain't doing no lab work. So as soon as they see a patient, they send them up on the ward. You understand? Send them up on the ward and causing the whole ward to be overcrowded with patients who don't even need to be on the ward in the first place. And all these people who need a bed have to sit down how much hours and wait for a bed. Imagine that. From what I witnessed, imagine it don't have this big day and age, you don't have proper restraints for patients. People who don't know what restraints are, proper thing to tie down the patient so they won't hurt themselves, because not all the time you get a patient. The patient, they mental, they normal, like everybody else. So sometimes for them not to injure themselves, you have to restrain the patients, right? The nurses and them have to use bandage. What kind of caveman, Georgia the jungle kind of thing is that? The patient, they have to use bandage to tie them down. And I look at it, they have the patient on a ward in a trolley, tie up on the thing with bandage. The man hand swell up, right? So you going in there with an injury. They don't have a choice. They have to do these things. Where is Dr. Fraud Khan? Or wherever we name Fraud Khan, where he is? What you doing? What purpose you really serving? Right? Because this is total madness, right? And the PM, I am calling on the PM because I want to know, Mrs. PM, right? How exactly all they choose this Minister of Health? Because apparently all they went in all their block hole or by all their gas tank and take out a plastic bag, a black plastic bag, and write down some names and shake up the bag and close all their eye and pick a name from the bag. And that's how he not qualified for the position. What kind of amateur is that? Because whatever he do as a minister, it reflects on you. He making you look bad. He making you look real bad. You understand? Get rid of him. He not serving no purpose. And as I said before, why are you going to spend all these millions of dollars for laptop for children when that money could be invested in the healthcare system? That is wasting money. You understand? Go in the hospital and stand up in the car park and see how big it is. Look how big it is. Look how big the car park is. When all they could have used that same space to either extend the existing hospital or build up a new one. You understand? Come on, man. I don't know what to say. This is the worst. This is the worst. And I want to know what the PM have to say about this. I want to hear what Fraud Khan have to say about this. Right? And before I go, I just want to talk about, for the time I was there for the few hours, you see these head nurses, not all of them, most of them, all they need to learn to get up off all their lazy ass and help the junior nurses. Because you sit down 3 hours to eat a fig. Imagine that. And you calling this particular nurse every minute, do this, do that, and the girl like a slave, and you dare not get up and help the girl. So because you working by a desk, so you have to take advantage and exploit the worker because she's a junior nurse. All they too damn lazy. Get up off all your fat ass, and most of them be fat, and find something to do and help too. You understand? So like I said before, I want to hear what is the response from the PM, because apparently this laptop thing with all this millions of dollars you want to spend in laptop, apparently this is a election bribe for people to vote for you, right? And I'm waiting to hear what Mr. Fraud Khan have to say about this as well. And go and send me a protocol that I have the best lawyers in the country, darling. Go ahead, because everything I talk about, I have proof of it. I've documented everything, right? So I given this a week to get a response, and if I don't get a response, yes, darling, I'm going to release all the pictures with all the roaches and the food and all these things to everybody, for everybody to see, right? So you all have a blessed day, and you know I'm not going to get a response because you know how backward and corrupted this government is. So look forward for part 3. Bless.